Welcome, my beautiful Pisces. I'm so sorry I'm behind on my readings for July, but this is your July 2024 reading. This is going to be for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising. Many of you are intuitively guided, and I just feel proud that you're listening to your intuition. Um, I just put a post out where it was showing our spirit guides making us feel uncomfortable. And the post talked about, like, I had to make you feel uncomfortable to get you to move, to get you to the next, what's meant for you next type of energy. So I don't know why I'm bringing that up other than sometimes we do have to feel a little uncomfortable. I read through my spirit guides, and that's why that post just really, I felt it in my heart. I felt like, boy, does that fit with our readings? Anyways, um, some of you may be in love with the Pisces, you know, such loving hearts. Doesn't mean always, because we are human. But whatever brought you, I just want to say thank you. I am very grateful for you. My readings are long, but they're meant to be long. They're meant to give you like a roadmap, real detail. Um, so understand that, like our spirit guides, what do they want us to learn? Patience. Patience is a virtue. So anyways, and I also want to give a shout out to Samson, who is, his birthday is on February 26th. And I want to give a special shout out to Sean, who is one of our beautiful subscribers who I know has been waiting for this reading. So I'm kind of jumping around for the last few readings I have to do. But I felt called to do your reading today. So Sean, by the way, is a woman, um, and I think you spell your name as Shawn. But anyways, I want you to know I also have you in mind, as I have everyone in mind. But let's go ahead and get into your reading, guys. So we're going to use three different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom. A new deck that was gifted to me through a company that I just love that I'm now working with, called, it's Kamora.com, but this is called the Tradivia deck. And oh my God, they're just so beautiful. They're just so beautiful. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to use them as your clarifiers in the reading today. So we'll bring these back out. And I say clarifiers, but what I really mean is to go deeper, to get real answers, real solutions, so that you can feel comfortable. Why I do tarot is really, I feel like, to help bring comfort to your heart, to help confirm or give you confirmation that you're on the right path, no matter where you're at right now. If you're in something difficult, there's probably something that you're learning. um, you know, I've been there. I've been there. So anyways, we are going to use the psychic tarot for your main spread. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to bring the lid down and I'm going to give them a shuffle or two. And as many of you know, I do pre-shuffle my decks. That's when I'm really meditating on your sign. I'm allowing my guides just to guide me. And I do believe that my guides reach out to your guides. Your guides know that you're going to find this reading. They're going to put it in front of you one way or another. So let's go ahead and begin. All right, Pisces, if you're ready, I'm ready. Well, hello. Let's take them out as they came. All right, we have the Five of Cups. First card, it does say emotional loss. Five of Cups really speaks about when my focus is on what I have lost, right? The cups that have been knocked over, previous relationships, emotional experiences. But it really wants you to consider moving on from that. It's a five. Five asks for change. And many of you know what happens after you make that change. There's two cups behind this person. That's the soulmate energy. So, you may be moving towards a soulmate. Some of you could just literally just be missing someone. It doesn't always have to be like a negative thing. It could just literally be a missing someone. And hopefully, if it's what's meant to be, it'll come together soon. We have sacrifice. Card of Leo, number 12. And then we have moving on. This is the Six of Swords. Six of Swords, you got to look back one card and you got to realize that what am I moving on from? I'm moving on from some type of toxic energy, something that really is no longer serving me. Maybe even getting in my way. I often feel like in the Five of Swords, it's the energy where like people are, well, I don't know. I guess we have to like claim it ourselves also, where like my dreams, what I want to see from my life, maybe I haven't brought to the forefront yet. And maybe because people were telling you no, you're like, well, that's stupid, or you know what I mean? Like saying negative things. But I also feel like you got to look at the source. Like, who's telling you these things? Who's telling you that you can't succeed, or you can't have great love in your life? Again, coming from toxic energy, this means that you've had that realization with the Six of Swords and that you are moving on from that. And, that could be a little bit of a sacrifice, Sometimes even people we love um, can, can turn toxic in our lives, can try to hold us back. And I feel like anyone who tries to hold you back, to me, there feels like there must be some type of envy, jealousy. You know what I mean? So I feel like I do feel like, in some of you, you could have been waiting for some type of an emotional situation to come together. But for whatever the reason, maybe it hasn't yet. Well, let's keep going. We have the Emperor. Dun 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 dun. Called Authority in this deck. Authority because this is really like a boss figure, the father figure. You know, the normally the emperor is someone that we look up to. Can be someone who's just a little bit older than you. Um, you know, and I don't know that this is a bad thing. I think because we're moving towards the emperor, this is a good thing. Some of you could literally be in Aries. This emperor, that ring of light around him, I feel like his chakras are activated. I feel like he's a spiritual being. I mean, we're all spiritual beings, but this is someone who, their spirituality is part of their life. It is mirroring the Five of Cups. Though I have to say, this person in the Five of Cups is looking like towards this energy. So I feel like whatever it is that I had to potentially let go of, I feel like it only serves you because I feel like now you're moving towards much stronger type energy. Some of you, this could definitely represent like starting your own business, being your own boss, calling your own shots. Again, who was toxic? Why were they toxic? And it doesn't always have to be people, it could just be energy, like certain time, like I don't know, about a month ago, I just felt like the energy just felt so toxic. I feel the world feels that way right now. Everyone is divided and we have to learn to come together. So, anyways, but I do also feel like if this is, if you've been thinking about, listen, sacrifice for some of you certainly can mean that you have put like your dreams, your wishes on the back burner, but I don't feel like anymore. So something changed. Something makes this change happen. Could be your spirit guides. So let's keep going. We have financial and material changes. Okay. Well, again, some of you, it's like you are starting a business or you're here for confirmation. Am I on the right path? This is another five. So we know there was some type of change. And then we have the three of swords under sacrifice, a broken heart. 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know why I always point that out. To me, it feels like progression. But it's definitely, this three of swords is tying back to that five of cups, where again, it feels like emotional loss. Some of you, I feel like, again, I may have almost like given away my power, or like, again, put my dreams on the back burner. But I feel like, and listen, maybe I wanted something to work out a certain way, but it didn't. Um, so you had to be bold. You had to be bold. You had to accept these fives. And, this could literally mean two different changes in your life. But I feel like the three of swords, I don't feel like it holds the power that maybe at one time did. It's like letting go of the old so that the new can come in. But it is important to let go of the old, learning to close chapters. Sometimes a chapter, like let's just say like a 9-year cycle, it's ready to end, but then we don't allow it to end for whatever reason. All right, let's keep going. I don't know why. I feel like this three swords, I don't feel like it's holding the power that at one time it did. Again, someone could have broken your heart. But I feel like and I feel like if this is someone that potentially I had been waiting for, um, though I feel it in both ways because I do feel like getting your money, but I feel like you are now on the path of increasing your money. Some of you, I do feel like this is like you are now bringing your dreams to the table. All right, well, let's keep going. Some of you could have certainly lost a job, and sometimes that feels like the end of the world. But then if you allow, I feel like your spirit guides will guide you to like probably something bigger, better. I won't even say more money because I get a feeling it's not even about the money. Like, yes, if I lost a job, yes, I'm going to worry financially. But in the same breath, I feel like you're being moved towards Listen, some of you becoming the boss. This could certainly talk about promotions, but maybe this energy before it was like holding me back a little. We have, look at this, the Ace of Wands, passion ignited. Coming into the Six of Swords, that feels like guidance. This is really action, like the action steps to take to bring about, whatever it is you want to bring about. Some of you, this is your intuition guiding you. And because it's coming out of the Six of Swords, I feel like you're listening. It's interesting because look at the big circle around this person. Again, I feel like this is spiritual awareness. Same circle is also around the Emperor. Enlightenment. And you're being enlightened. You're having this enlightenment now. And it is because of your action steps. When you take action steps, even when you're not sure, like, I'm just going to trust what I'm feeling, I feel like the rewards will definitely show. But this also gives me a sense of comfort for you that you are being guided. Trust that. Sometimes we can have a broken heart, and it makes sense that we may take some time where, we're just concentrating on that. But again, I want to remind you with the Five of Cups, what happens if I stay in that energy too long, I can go into the energy of woe is me, and that won't serve me either. It makes sense. That's our human mind, but our spiritual being, our soul, already knows like the direction I want to take. And it is like, I think of that post again, like how our spiritual guides say, I had to make you feel uncomfortable because that's the only way I could get you to move towards really a soul's intention, a soul's dream, like something that your soul came into this lifetime to create, whether that be love, whether that be, a business, whether it be all of that. All right. We have the Two Swords, mental conflict. We have the Empress. We have the Emperor and the Empress here. Hello. And then we have the Eight of Wands with that positive movement forward. Well, I'll tell you the first thing it makes me feel. When I see the Empress and the Emperor in the same reading, I feel like they are my power couple. Like I feel like there is nothing the two of them cannot overcome. They're different but alike. They both have been through it. I feel like the Empress and the Emperor have lived like all the energies of the queens and all the energies of the kings, but have learned from that. Right? I'm not allowing myself to be stuck in that. The Five of Cups and the Empress really can't fit together. So that makes me definitely feel like many of you have moved on from, difficult energy, something that you had to overcome, something that maybe you had to sacrifice, but I feel like you were meant to. Because again, I do feel like this Ace of Wands is your guides. And I feel like they're gonna make you feel, if you allow, it's like your guide just saying, just trust us. Trust us. We're here to help you. I feel like for some of you, you're just now understanding why something or someone had to be cut out of your life. Now, had to or has to be, that is your choice. But because we have the Six of Swords, I feel like you already have done that. I feel like you've already made whatever sacrifice was needed. And now we're moving into positive energy. I feel like the Two of Swords, Two Swords it's not that bad. It does mean that they're like someone's wearing a blindfold. There may be something like that maybe I was afraid to face. But again, the Ace of Wands right before that, your spirit guides are going to get through that mind. It's in my thought process. And we got to remember like our thoughts, they can lie to us, right? We can tell ourselves like, I don't think I could be successful as a boss. I don't think I could be successful owning my own business. But it's not true. You know, as long as you're willing to put the work behind it, I feel like that means success. However long it takes. Again, the action steps. This again feels like the roadmap, right? The action steps to take. You're in action and you're heading right towards the Emperor. Here it's called authority. Maybe, maybe you yourself, you're claiming your power back. Now, the Empress is someone who's very creative. So I would love that as like a business, or even just like what I do in the world. I am the creative soul. This is someone who really does pay attention to her or his intuition. This is someone who also has learned, even though we have the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords, to keep my heart open. You know, if this is talking about someone that you were in love with, then, the Emperor or the Empress to me would would recognize that, okay, well, it probably wasn't the love of my life. It may have felt that it was the love of my life, but it probably wasn't. And I feel like now you're moving in a direction that feels much more, what's the word I want to use? I want to say expandable, but I'm not sure that's the word I want to use. Anyways, we'll figure that out. Look at that, my son's birthday, 8/12. Um, eights are about a new beginning. This is a positive new beginning. So this is nothing you have to fear. I also feel in this energy, what I think about, I bring about. That is the law of attraction. And I feel like when we learn that, like when I realize if I like what seeds am I planting right now? How do I want my life to look? And then putting those intentions out there and then letting go of control and trusting the divine will hear those intentions. If I put out a like, let's say, like in the Five of Cups, if I'm in like woe is me energy, then I feel like I kind of get stuck in that energy. But if I accept whatever has happened, whoever I may have seemed to have lost, again, this person will eventually find their soulmate energy. Well, I mean, hello, Emperor and Empress. That's why you want to keep your heart open. Again, the Empress is very loving and nurturing, but she's also very powerful. She's also very strong. She would look at whatever sacrifices she had to make and understand, okay, now I understand why. Positive movement forward. You know, we can still have the remnants of a broken heart, but this is saying I'm not going to allow that to stop me from creating a good life for myself. You want to remember that you work hand in hand with divine, right? Divine gives you inspiration and then action steps to take, and then you take them. And I feel like just watch what unfolds. Well, let's keep going. Whoa. All right, we have temptation. This is a card of Capricorn. Hello, Nine of Pentacles, mirroring the Emperor. I mean, if some of you are wondering, like, if I do my own thing, again, whether, the meaning of this card is successful self employment. But it is about putting, the efforts in. But I feel like this is something you would love to do anyways. Just look how this person's hands are open, grateful, and open to receiving. Same as the Empress. I often feel in our readings that our past experiences many times are exactly what we then speak about, help other people with. And both the Emperor and the Empress, they do care about the underdog. But they also know who to give their energy to and who not to. Like if somebody's trying to pull the wool over my eyes, there's no way it's going to happen in the Empress's energy. And she's not going to close her heart down either. The Emperor's much more methodical, talks about putting a plan in place. Some of you maybe haven't reached this energy yet, and it could say you're being inspired to move towards that. And some of you literally putting a plan in place. Two of Swords right between that. I feel like you just have to trust yourself. Some of you could be moving on from Capricorn. But could also talk about like, where it says sacrifice, there could be certain elements within your own life, things that I do that I know aren't serving me. Like let's say my heart is broken and then I decide to drink. I'm trying to cover it up through drinking. And, that may work at that moment, but then the next day, that problem is still there, but now you have a hangover on top of it. There could also be an element where someone just tries to keep pulling you back, and you had to find, I feel like I want to say the grace to move forward, but move forward without anger, without regret. The person in the Six of Swords, they get it. They know what's been toxic. They even know if their own energy's been toxic. We have, if I can pick it up, intuition. It's the name of the game. Following that intuition. And then we have conflict and defeat. Another five, by the way. You have three fives. Could be three changes. But listen, these fives, like, I feel like I want change in each and every one of them. Like, I don't want to stay in this energy of feeling lost, feeling, unfulfilled, potentially waiting on another. And some of you, I feel like you're way past that. I would say that the Emperor and the Empress are soulmates. So, conflict and defeat. But your intuition is coming before this. So, I almost feel like there's no way you're going to get back into this type of energy again. Or, let's put it a different way. I feel like, this life can be, there can be conflicts in life. And instead of hiding from them, we want to face them. It's like face your demons. Don't hide from them. Claim them. Like, I see you. I know you. I know the problems you can cause. I know what you've done, how you've held me back. So, if any conflicts arise, I feel like the Emperor or the Empress or the two of them together very easily can get through this energy. Where before, I may have stayed in it, I may have been stuck in it. You're overcoming these obstacles. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Seven of Pentacles. Well, patience and planning. I think we said both of those words in the reading already, right? Patience. That's really what our spiritual team wants us to have, patience, but also knowing when to move. Planning. That's exactly what the Emperor does. Some of you may be like, I just don't know my way out. Put a plan in place. Check it off as you go. One, done. Two, done. And watch how it moves you really into positive energy. This is the Seven of Pentacles, and I feel like the Seven of Pentacles really speaks about your soul seeds of intention. Some of these seeds were planted before you even came into this lifetime. And that's exactly why your guides will inspire you to move forward, not back. You know, I don't think anything going back is worth my time. I think this is all about moving forward. Makes me feel like a seed, or maybe three. I just put up two, three seeds of intention are coming. They're coming to fruition. They're about to blossom. I just want to look underneath that. Solitude, the hermit. Beautiful. I feel like this is reflection. And it's a nine. Final reflection. I feel like in the energy of the hermit, this is really where I'm finding myself. I feel like if I've been like waiting for someone else to save me, I realize that I am my own savior. I can save myself. I know I've been in that energy many times in my life where I felt stuck, right? Waiting for someone to come in and help me change my circumstances until the day I realized I'm the one who has to do that. I'm the one who has to make the movement. And then my life changed. Okay, let me bring these over. And before I go into the clarifiers, I just want to see if there's anything else. You have two threes, and granted, one three is not the best of energy. It is heartache. And, I don't know anyone who hasn't been through that energy. And I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like there was just something that maybe like kept me on the hook. And I literally had to set myself free. I'm the one who had to have those realizations. I'm the one who had to make that sacrifice. But really, it's for your own good. It's for your own life. It's so you can evolve. That's the word I was looking for before. Evolving. Even if the emperor and the empress, let's say, is not talking about love, man, they would make great collaboration together. But you're moving right towards this emperor. You know, I feel like, yes, you're being inspired. Your intuition is trying to guide you. Pay attention to it. That very first instinct. And then don't overthink it. Very easily we can do that because I feel like that's what the Two Swords is talking about. First of all, I feel like the blindfold may be from the things, the people that are waited for that, you know, some may have said, you cannot, you can't create your own business. Like, what do you know? And, as you move along, you're going to be like, I know so much more than you know. Because I feel like there's a difference here of like someone who lives through just their humanness and doesn't even consider spirituality. Where you, I feel like your spirituality is growing leaps and bounds. And your guides, your guides are always there and they're always trying to help you move forward. Some of you, like this Nine of Pentacles, if it's something that has to do, let's say, with helping the underdogs, people who may be still stuck, you're the person they would come to because you've overcome it. You can help guide because you know that energy. That's why I love tarot. I mean, I'm 63. I've lived a lot of life and I've lived a lot of difficult things, but I've also had a lot of blessings at the same time. I feel like you really want to trust in yourself. Okay. Well, look at that. Tried to knock that whole line away. Actually, I want to move them up anyway. I don't like to crowd myself um, down here. All right. So let's bring in the Tradivia Tarot, and I'm going to give it a couple shuffles. I love how they shuffle. And those who read tarot know what I mean. Like, there's certain cards that are just so hard to shuffle. These shuffle so beautifully. All right. Let's give them a cut. We're going to take you and let's begin this portion. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Well, first of all, to me, the Three of Pentacles says celebrate your uniqueness, who you are. Again, I just get a feeling like there was someone in your ear um, telling you weren't good enough, you couldn't do this, you can't do that, you never find love, and it's all wrong. It's all lies. You know what I mean? Because this is about your individuality. This is your spiritual team celebrating you and who you are. And now I feel like it's you understanding that about yourself. In Three of Pentacles, I also feel like this is other people who admire you for who you are. Like in this energy, let's say it's talking about love. Someone would say to you, there's nothing you need to change. Because I feel like back here, maybe someone's like, oh, you need to change this, you need to change that, you need to do this differently. It's like, why can't I just do it my way? Well, in the Three of Pentacles, you're realizing that. And I also love this as it relates to your money, your creativity. This is a very creative type energy, but it is about you and your individuality. And, I say this all the time, but it doesn't matter if 1,000, a million other people do what you do. No one will do it like you. Other people admiring exactly what you're doing. But I also feel the same with love. Like, I have a feeling that someone's coming in and they're going to love you for exactly who you are. To me, it's like that energy of like the things I don't even like about myself, that I wish I could change, but they come in and they're like, oh my gosh, I think that's the cutest thing about you. Kind of love you got this right now. And it is interesting because I feel like it's talking about love, but I also feel like it's talking about your creativity. The Empress knows who she is. It doesn't mean she's perfect because none of us are perfect. And we just got to learn that, right? And that is what we're here for. We're here to learn. We're here to allow our souls to expand. And our souls expand through experiences. On to the next. I tried. I gave it all I had. Can't do it anymore. I gotta let it go. And so I do. And now I'm moving to much more calmer waters. All right, let's keep going. Two of Swords over sacrifice. Two of Swords. I simply feel like it's just taken some time. I feel like you just had to have that realization of like your own worth. And I feel like that's what you're figuring out. You know, I feel like, again, anything, anyone, any energy that felt difficult, maybe it was difficult on purpose. Maybe it was to move you out of it and to move forward, not back, forward. All right, keep going. Huh. Well, hello, lovers. Right over that Six of Swords. So now we know what you're heading towards. Listen, Pisces, I feel like your life is changing because I do feel like this is talking about love. But I also feel like it is talking about your financial world. Now, the Lovers is a card of Gemini. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision, and that may be exactly what you had to do, right? Do I follow my head? Do I follow my heart? I feel like you're following your heart. Now, also with the Emperor and the Empress on the table, now I know that they're connecting. The Emperor's up here, the Empress is down here. So it may not be like right away, but it definitely signifies what you're heading towards. By the way, this is a six coming over a six. And sixes for me definitely can represent relationships. I feel like in the lover's energy, as it relates to love, it's chemistry. It's like undeniable. Back here, I didn't think it was possible. Back here, maybe I just kept getting tempted back and back to a certain type of person, a certain type of energy. But I feel like, you realize that now. Or I feel like you already have, to be honest. I feel like many of you are already in this Six of Swords, and it's like you're in that boat. Normally in the Six of Swords, you'll see someone like in a boat, and they're by themselves, but they're heading towards calmer waters. It can be temporarily difficult energy, but that is very temporary. And then again, it's like this Ace of Wands is like the steering wheel. No, that's not what they call it on a boat. You know what I mean? Like it's you guiding the ship now. Let's just put it that way. This person is heading towards the sun. Illumination. And the sun being at your back while this person's heading towards the sun. It's like a brand new day. It for some reason it's like reminding me of like, when like let's just say like in April when it's raining all the time and then we have that beautiful day when the sun is out. That's what it feels like to me. Hello, lovers. By the way, the lovers are being influenced by their angels. A lot of times in temptation, which is really the devil, it's also influence. It's a negative influence. It can certainly be someone who just kept pulling you back. But it can also be energy that kept pulling you back. But I feel like you're overcoming that. It's almost like saying, you know, I can see who is good for me and who is not. I can feel it. And I trust now what I feel. Maybe here I didn't so much trust what I felt, but now I feel like you are trusting it. Two sixes, by the way, so it could certainly be mirroring energy. Okay, keep going. It's funny how we're getting card by card. I can't pick it up. High Priestess, right over the Emperor. And I feel like I said that I feel like the Emperor is now like really living within their spirituality. I think I said that. If I didn't say it, I'm saying it now because I definitely feel that. And by the way, this could certainly be two people who are being guided together, and each has to listen to their own intuition. They have to trust what I'm feeling is true. I feel like the lover's energy, as it speaks to love, I feel like the chemistry is so strong that chances are I can feel it before it even reaches me. Wow. And I love that I feel like the emperor is listening to his or her. I say his or her because, it can be male or female. We are both masculine and feminine energy. We are light and shadow. But this is someone who now is, I feel like, clearly listening to their intuition. We have the Five of Pentacles, another five, over financial and material changes. Five of Pentacles can certainly be that energy of feeling thrown out into the cold. Something happening, against my will. Well, I don't know if against your will, but something happening that, maybe I didn't expect, but did I? Or didn't I? Did I just tell myself that? Again, this can be a little bit of difficult energy. Again, some of you could have lost a job, but then you just may find, especially if you go inward, I feel like there could be certain like gifts that you already possess that, again, may have been put on a back burner. So this, someone maybe didn't play my game in the beginning and maybe they threw me a tower, but in the long run, they really did me a favor. With the Five of Pentacles so close to the Three of Swords, I do feel like something happened in the past. And I do want to say the past, because I do feel like you've had this realization. There could still be a little uncertainty. Like I don't feel 100% comfortable in knowing that I can create this success for myself. Maybe I don't feel 100% comfortable in knowing that there is like really true love. And I do feel like this is speaking of true love. I do feel like two people are being guided together. But listen, it doesn't even have to be love. It could be someone who comes in who you end up collaborating with. And, I just feel both. All right. So someone gave me the tower. It caused probably emotional heartache, caused some fear. What do I do now? What do I do next? Your spiritual team is saying, we're going to help show you. We're going to help guide you. Something I should have said in the beginning of the reading. Anytime you watch a reading, whether it be mine or someone else's, ask your spiritual team to send you clarification, to send you um, signs. Is this for me? And it can be anything. It can be a name. It can be, I mean, I don't really say people's names. Well, I did say Sean. And then Sam's son is named Justin. So there's two names, but normally I don't, give a name because I read more energy than anything. All right, I forgot what I was going to say. Let's just keep going. Hello, Ace of Pentacles. To me, this is the way. I wasn't sure how I was going to proceed. The Ace of Pentacles gives me the opportunity. Remember, we have the Seven of Pentacles here, where I definitely felt like certain seeds have been planted and now they're showing. Maybe you really did have to learn how to open your heart back up as it relates to love. And again, it doesn't mean like I'm going to be 100% sure, but the energy will let you know. I feel like that's something you've learned, right? To trust in energy. I feel like you can read people. You're a very psychic sign. You just have to trust that. What am I holding? The Ace of Pentacles. So when the Ace of Pentacles comes into a reading or into your life, it's truly meant to expand your life. This could be the beginning of something. Now, it's coming over the Three of Swords, so I feel like goodbye, Three of Swords. Like you no longer hold that power. Again, doesn't mean my heart is completely healed, but I'm not going to sit in that energy any longer. Do I feel like your guides are making this ace very clear for you? I do. And especially with positive movement forward right below it. Who should you take a chance on? You. On yourself. On your own gifts. On your own knowledge. The wisdom that you have gained through your experiences. Two aces, by the way, side by side. I find it crazy we're getting one card at a time. We have the Hierophant. First of all, it's a card of Taurus. This is about your belief system. It is a 5. So I feel like it would just want you to question it. Am I living life according to my terms? Am I following my dreams? Am I keeping faith alive? Hope alive? To me, this talks about energy, especially with it coming over these two aces or with the two aces. I feel like it's all about the light. Six of Swords, heading towards the light. The lovers, right there over it. Again, I may not even know those lovers exist yet. And maybe that's what I'm being guided towards. Some people want to know when. I feel like when you're willing to consider what these fives are asking you to consider, and then to move on from it. Not everyone's going to love us in the way that we deserve love, but that's what we have to understand, that we deserve love. And if someone is coming from a lower vibration, do I really want to give them my time anymore? Do I really want to allow them to block my opportunities? Who do I trust more, them or my spiritual team? There may be a period of time where you would answer that question and said, them. But now I feel many of you, you're now trusting more in your spiritual team more than ever. And, you know, like, let me just say this. When I see intuition, which is the high priestess, this is a gift. This means that, to me, we weren't just thrown down into this lifetime and said, okay, go do your thing. No, intuition is the GPS. It's your GPS for this lifetime. It is to help guide you. It is that first instinct. Many times, especially in the Five of Cups, like there were red flags. And we all ignore red flags sometimes. I know I have. But now, you know, if there was a red flag, I would see it, I would know it, and I'd pay attention to it. And I feel the same for you. There's no way do I feel like things have been like really easy. I feel like no. I feel like you probably have been through a period of time where there are energies that are being eclipsed out of your life. But we do have to allow it at the same time. It's like as we raise our own vibration, those of a lower vibration naturally will fade away. But then it's our humanness that pulls it back in again. Three swords can certainly mean like a repeat pattern with someone. Like, oh, I'm going to give you the world. And then you finally give them your heart. And what do? They break it. That's not what I want in my life. I don't want love to be hard. I want love to flow. We do have Gemini and Taurus side by side, actually, with Capricorn also there. We have a Virgo card. We have Aries. I don't know why I'm giving you signs all of a sudden. Someone may have asked for them. All right, let's keep going. The Tower flipped itself over in the deck, mirroring that Five of Pentacles. Well, that's exactly what the Five of Pentacles feels like, a tower. And, sometimes, yes, it can be people that are giving us the tower. Sometimes our spirit guides are ushering in this tower. Why? Because we see the difficulties you're going through. Because we see the pain that you're holding on to. And we want you to know that there is a better life out there for you. We want you to know that success can truly be yours in all areas of your life. We want you to know how strong you really are, even if you don't feel it at this moment. I feel like you will. Sometimes the tower is our friend, even as someone gave us that tower. I feel like, especially in this reading, I feel like we'll come back one day. Not come back, but we'll look back one day and be like, thank God for that tower. My life is so different now. And if it wasn't for this tower, I probably would have stayed stuck in that web. No longer. Some of you may be thinking about giving someone else a tower. And I say that because, again, in the Six of Swords, this person's moving on from toxic type energy. Don't fear the reaper. Hello, Empress over the Empress. Look at the beauty of that card. Sorry, I just had to look at it for a moment. The Empress over the Empress. Hello, like-minded energy. Some of you could be in a same-sex relationship and, you're meeting like your other half. I also want to say some of you, as you move forward in that Six of Swords, you're heading towards that sun, which when you reach the shore, there's a lover. This could be who I start my family with. Even if I already have kids, maybe we are going to have more kids. Now, I don't think that's for everyone, but we do have the mother and the father figure. Hello, son. Over positive movement forward. Exactly where the person in the Six of Swords is moving towards. The sun is like a brand new day. It is illumination. I feel like when the sun comes out in a reading, there's nothing to fear. Everything will be illuminated to you. And I feel like down here, by the time we get to this bottom line, we're ready. Card of Leo also, ruler of Leo. A lot of Leo in this line, plus my son's birthday. And I tell you why I tell you it's my son's birthday. Many of you know that my son has crossed over. And I feel him in my readings or our readings all the time. And I do know that my son helps guide me. I truly know that. Um, and I say it because I want you to know that your team helps guide you too. Sometimes it can be someone that you lost in this lifetime who now is one of your strongest supporters in the spiritual world. The sun is also under the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. What does that Ace of Pentacles need to really grow? It needs sun. It needs nurturing. And here you are, giving this ace the sun it needs, the nurturing it needs, so that it can really blossom. We have justice. Card of Libra. Boy, we're getting a lot of major arcanas. Um, so yes, it is a card of Libra, but it's also about balance, finding true balance in one's life. And sometimes it literally means, I had to cut out certain energy. It can certainly represent a divorce. And maybe I gave, and it doesn't even have to be a divorce, it can just be an old relationship. And I feel like this is, you can say to yourself, listen, I tried. I gave it everything I could, but yet it still didn't work out. So why am I going to put the weight of that on my shoulders? No. Justice really is about finding balance within your own life. You know what else I feel justice is? I feel like justice is really about making you feel whole again. Well, the Emperor and the Empress, I feel like they feel whole together. The Nine of Pentacles, literally says material harvest. May start with this ace, but if you're willing to nurture that ace, give it the sun that it needs, and to me that means the positivity, then I can see it growing into the Nine of Pentacles, seeing the fruits of your labor. Who benefits from this Nine of Pentacles? You do. This is from your hard work. This is from your ideas. But listen, it doesn't mean I can't collaborate with others, learn from others. But ultimately, it is what you do, what you may begin to do in this lifetime. And maybe the only way I could do that was to cut these ties. And because we have a little bit of mirroring energy, you may find that, like, you cut ties with someone, and the Emperor has also cut ties with someone, because the High Priestess is right next to the Empress. Again, intuition. And the High Priestess is right over the Emperor. I can't help but see the connection. Literally, they are connected. Ace of Wands again, right over your money now, right over your creativity, right over your success. If you lost a job, or if you were uncertain about what it is you want to do in the world, I feel like your guides are really, I feel like they are really trying to help guide you to not just love, but material harvest. In the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like this is an energy where I feel very independent and it feels good. Pisces, Virgo is your opposite. I am a Virgo, by the way. But it is your opposite. And I feel like Virgo and Pisces can learn so much about, themselves by looking at their opposite sign. I feel like that for every sign. Pisces can be very loving and nurturing, where Virgo can tend to hold back, right? But having said that, guidance everywhere. And then we have the Page of Cups. It's like your inner child. Page of Cups is really where you're learning to love yourself again. You're recognizing, like, all that you do have to offer the world. Page of Cups can also talk about, I often feel a page can speak of younger energy. But I also feel like a page is about what's in the atmosphere. Maybe it hasn't reached us yet, but it's in the atmosphere. Our intuition can pick that up. We may not know exactly what the end result will be. But again, wherever I put my focus is what I'm going to grow. If I put my focus on what I have lost, Wow. I don't know if there's any growth in that. But if I say no more, no more, and I start putting my focus back on me, and I don't mean that in an egotistical way, but you have every right to put the focus on you. Coming right next to the Ace of Wands, under the Tower, and I do feel like the Tower, again, temporarily, it's a shakeup. It's a shakeup in your life. And I often feel in the Tower, someone has fallen from grace. Well, that probably goes way back to that Five of Cups. I feel like whether it be love, whether it be money, or a job, I feel like someone didn't appreciate you for who you truly are. And you had to learn how to appreciate yourself. But in the same breath, I feel like as the lovers and you, the Emperor and the Empress, move closer and closer together, I feel like, again, like they're going to love you for exactly who you are. To me, it's like if someone says to me, okay, well, I'm going to love you, but you got to change this about yourself, change that about yourself, change that about yourself, get rid of all your friends, don't do this, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not love. Because I feel like the right person's going to be like, I love everything about you, even your quirks, even the things that you don't love about yourself, I love about you. Probably both ways. Wow. All right. I'm not ready to end yet, so what do I want to look at? I feel like many of you are saying the lovers, the lovers, so let's look at the lovers. Let's look at the lovers a little bit more closely. Let's remember the Hierophant's right underneath that. And let's remember the Ace of Wands is also right beneath that. Inspired action. I feel like it did take you and your movement first. And do I think, like, let's say I'm still a little bit stuck back here. Doesn't mean that these lovers, that this love will never find me. No, I feel like whenever you're ready to make the move, because I feel like this is being spiritually guided. So I feel like if you allow your spirit, like if pay attention to what your spiritual team is trying to tell you, they'll tell you through, well, this may be your sign right here, but that's how they're going to tell you through signs. Some of you may have skipped right over this video and then something called you back to it. Man, pay attention to that. Songs, numbers. That's why I always give numbers. Okay, but anyways, let's look at the lovers. Well, hello, soulmates. Hello, and I just had a feeling this was going to come out. And that's exactly what the Five of Cups speaks about. When I stay in that energy of what I have lost, and again, I may have given someone multiple times, multiple opportunities to love me in the way that I want love, but they just can't, you know, they probably just can't measure up. But when that person makes that change and says, I'm no longer going to stay in that energy of woe is me, You know, the cups have been knocked over. That sucks, but it is what it is. And I don't want to live my life in that type of energy. They find the Two of Cups when they make that change. Here they are. Here they are. And we're looking right at the Lovers. I'll take it. I will take it. All right. I think what I want to do is just take some cards right across the whole spread and just see if there's any other messages that want to come out. Well, hello, Ace of Cups. Come on, Pisces. Don't allow yourself to be stuck in old energy. Look what's in front of you. You know, and I may not even know it yet, but listen, put that intention out there. Another thing I feel like in the Five of Cups, something we learn, because we do have to know this. What I do not want in love. The type, you know, like if someone comes towards you with toxic energy and you have really learned from this energy and you're trusting in your guides, good luck. They won't even, like, I feel like they'll fade away so quickly. You do have to allow it. But I feel like at this point, you do. My God, this is unconditional love. And I do feel like some of you, this was a seed that was planted before you even came into this lifetime. It's like two lovers say to each other, two souls who are about to be lovers, you know, in this lifetime. Um, let's see if we can find each other. It's almost like an adventure to the soul. Now, our humanists will be like, there's no soulmate there for me. But maybe those are some of the challenges that our soul wanted to have. Can we overcome that? I feel like you are finding each other. And I feel like just as it was meant to be. You know, the lessons to get us to this point are just as important as this love that's entering. And for some of you, it's already entered. And it may be giving you confirmation. Now, if this is someone's like leaving you on the hook, I don't feel like it's them. If this is someone who would say to you, you know, and listen, it doesn't mean they'll say it right away, but I feel like you'll feel it. Like they'll love you just for exactly who you are. You have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands twice. Justice to me means so much right now because I feel like if I never cut those ties, would it hamper my future? I feel like yes. But if I cut the ties, and why would I cut those ties? Because I feel it inside. Because I feel like, listen, maybe I've been waiting for the wrong person. But I don't want you to regret it either. Because I feel like that's what you were learning, right? I was learning, like, because there are all different levels to love. And it's very easy to get pulled into like a lower vibrational energy. Sometimes people tell you anything you want to hear. And then bam, it's like, okay, but now I want you to be this way, not the way you are. Well, then you don't love me. Let's just make that clear. Ace of Cups coming over the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles literally means it's coming into your physical world. And now it's showing us exactly what is coming into your physical world. Now, again, I don't feel like it's just love. But this is certainly talking about love. But also, I feel like a love of yourself again. And that to me, that means that you're allowing yourself to go on these adventures, to take these chances. Wow. Oh, we have another card down here. Strength card. Strength card, another Leo card, by the way. But this is about overcoming, right? But this is looking within oneself. Like, what are the energies I've been pulled to? What energies am I giving out that just aren't serving me? Sometimes it can relate to, like when I'm sad, what do I do? Do I, I'm just saying this, but do I turn to alcohol to ease the pain? But then I wake up the next day and again, pain's still there, but now I have a hangover with it. I feel like this is really about courage, and that's what you have gained. It is again an eight, a new beginning. You're finding that courage within yourself. Normally you would see on the strength card a woman or a man who is part woman, part man, and part lion. And that lion is, I feel like, the inner you. And really, what they've done is they've tamed that lion. We don't get rid of our shadow self because sometimes we need it, but we understand it now. And then we allow ourselves to have that new beginning that the eight is calling for. Eight is a number of infinity, as above, so below, no beginning, no end. Well, to me, that's what the Ace of Cups represents also. Some lies were meant to go through some very difficult lessons. But I feel like if I've gone through these difficult lessons, it's because my soul knew that I could get through them. And that was part of the challenge that I wanted in this lifetime. This is our classroom, Earth, and we're here to learn and evolve. And when we get stuck in certain energy, we're not evolving. But when we have that realization, very quickly we start to evolve. Our soul just absorbs. This just feels like the greatest of love. But also I feel like financially, whatever hardships you went through, I feel like you are now about to see, as long as you put in the effort. And that's exactly what the Emperor and the Empress do. They do put in their effort, but they have a love for what they do. Some of you with this Page of Cups could be something again that was put on a back burner. And this may be the very time where it's meant now to come to the front burner. Let's take a couple more. I feel like it's very, very clear. Though I guess it does matter, it does matter where you're at right now. And for those who are really still stuck back here, I feel like this reading is just to help you to see that, oh, there's still adventures out there for you. There's still great love, you know. And maybe I had to learn like what lower vibrational love felt like. So when this higher vibrational love comes in, man, I notice it right away. It's like night and day. The Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles to me means a couple things. First of all, you're getting a lot of eights. So you're getting the fives, which talks about changes, but then the eights, which speak about new beginnings. This Eight of Pentacles can certainly relate to your money, what you do in the world. And if I question, can I truly be successful? This would say, as long as you're willing to put your focus on it, wherever you put your focus is what you're going to grow, whether that be light or dark. Eight of Pentacles says, don't be afraid to go into something new as the apprentice, knowing that you will absorb that information. I don't need to know everything to begin here. It will come to me. I will be inspired and I'm going to listen. And it literally is going to take you to that Nine of Pentacles, material harvest. I feel like this person eventually becomes the master teacher. Well, that's what I would call the Emperor and the Empress, the master teacher. All right, let's take one more. But if you question, can I be successful in love, in my money, in my creativity, in what it is I want to do in the world? That is answering your question. Are you willing to focus there? And if you are, the answer is yes. We have the Knight of Swords. Dun 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 dun. Knight of Swords is coming in. First of all, you guys hear me say this all the time. Tell me in the comment section if you're getting tired of me repeating like certain messages. But I feel like this is, first of all, communication. So, communication coming towards you. Some of you, it is a new job offer, a new, something that is, first of all, it speaks about truth, integrity. And I feel like at this point, I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel like a phone's gonna ring. Um, I don't know. I feel like you're going to be a little bit amazed at this energy. Let's take one more. And I do want to say, like, when I see a knight, I feel like that knight will always complete its mission because I feel like the knight is sent from the king or the queen, sometimes our spiritual team, but maybe it's guiding again two people together and someone reaches out through the art of communication. Sometimes it can be a simple hello. It's funny because I keep trying to read the back of these cards because the front and the back look so similar. The chariot, the beautiful chariot. Now, card of Cancer, yes. But I have to tell you, I feel like the chariot, it speaks about really unlimited potential. The only limit on the chariot is what our human mind puts upon it. The chariot is, this person isn't telling these horses where to go by the reins that they're holding. It's the intention. It's my intention, and the horses follow suit. Coming. And that's why I wanted to take one more card because I wanted to see with this knight really what it meant for you. Now, I kind of already knew because I only have to look back to see that, but unlimited potential. Some of you are coming together with a love that is just going to be so different from what you have known. It feels like such a high vibrational love. And when I see the Emperor and the Empress in the same reading, I always call them my power couple because I feel like, man, when they come together, the world is their oyster. You know what I mean? Like, can they teach each other? They certainly can. It almost feels like Virgo and Pisces, right? Opposites, but really, we complete each other. The Emperor teaches the Empress. Well, I don't even know, I was going to say how to be methodical, how to put a plan in place, but when I said that, I feel like the Empress really doesn't need to know that. The Empress already knows that. The Empress is very comfortable within her own creativity. The Empress has learned how to keep her heart open. I feel like one of the things I also learned is not everyone is going to love me in the way that I deserve to be loved, but that was probably lessons. Some of it can be karmic. And just think, if I never cut ties to that, does that mean that I stay stuck in that energy? I'm afraid to say yes. But I feel like whenever you're ready, this follows. Unlimited potential in love. But I also feel in your money. I feel like I feel like I've been living in the dark night of the soul, and all of a sudden the sun starts shining. The sun starts shining, and I know it's shining for me, and I follow that sun. And all of a sudden I start living a life that I just didn't even know was possible. Your soul knew it. The human mind just had to catch up to that. I feel like the more you can trust the signs, the more you're willing to make those changes where they need to be made. Some of them, yes, you may not have asked for, but I still feel like it's doing you a favor. I get where sometimes it's fearful to make those changes, but I feel like we still need to walk through that fear, because what lies on the other side of that is the sun. Wow, Pisces, I love this. I just love this. Some of you, I do feel like that's a question you had. Will I ever find a high vibrational love? Well, ask yourself, where is your vibration? Think about that. Believe in the impossible. Something is only impossible until it becomes possible. And then it's no longer impossible. Keep your heart open. Don't let people of the past who just maybe didn't know how to love you. They wanted love their way and only their way. Well, that's not love. That's not true love. Be willing to take some adventures and just watch where it takes you. Everything moving forward from that Six of Swords brings out the most beautiful type energy. Not only the lovers, but for some of you, it could definitely represent a twin flame relationship also, but it is definitely representing a soulmate. And back here, it could have been a karmic. And if it was a karmic, then that means there was something my soul wanted to learn from that. And we got to stop being so afraid of that. Reclaim your power. Understand that you deserve to live the life that you imagine, and keep that imagination awake. Listen to your guidance. Listen to your intuition because I feel like there are only good things that are being guided towards you. Don't focus on the towers, learn from them. Yes, maybe someone fell from grace, but you know what? So it is. We have the Two of Swords twice, and it does make sense to me because I do feel like, especially relating to love, like if, my heart was open and then someone trampled all over it, well, don't put that intention out there that everyone's going to be like that. It's just not the case. I know that from my own life. And many of you know my love story. My first love reached out to me 40 years after the fact. And from that moment forward, I mean, we were living in different states, and I know a lot of you know this story, but some of you don't. And I only tell this story so that you can believe that again, the impossible can become possible. So, out of the blue, my phone rings, and it was my first love. And from that moment on, again, we lived in different states, but we spent every single, when I got home from work, he would either call me or I would call him, and we would spend all night on the phone. You know what the beauty of that was? We were able to work out, like, because I had trust issues, because I had been with people who were very untrustworthy. I certainly didn't want to repeat that. And he had the same type of life. His ex-wife cheated on him. My ex-husband cheated on me. But yet, we worked it out. And now we live together. Now we have a true commitment. And I have to tell you, even though, jealousy, I feel like it's one of those things where, we can't, well, how do I say this? Sometimes it's hard to get over that. And that may be like, a little bit of a remnant of energy that still exists, but I don't feel like it's in the forefront. I do feel like we got to tell ourselves just because love went wrong here, I don't want to put that on the next person because I myself have grown. And I do want you to think about your vibration because, again, what you think about, you bring about. Now, that doesn't mean, exactly what I think about is exactly what comes back, but it comes back in that vibration. So if I'm manifesting from a higher vibrational energy, it just means that I believe in myself again. I'm really learning to love myself again, right? And if I'm looking for love, then and I'm willing to let go of the past, and I'm looking in a from a more positive viewpoint. Then I feel like that's what this is talking about. The lovers, the Two of Cups. It's not just any old love. The Emperor and the Empress love them in a love reading. But I also love them as it relates to money. Some of you may find that you do similar things in the world. I feel like both energies really do care about their fellow man. And I don't know, some of you may like even start businesses together. Like I don't want to put any limits on us because that's what the chariot's saying. Don't put any limits. Like just allow your imagination to go wild. This Ace of Cups feels like our souls have finally found each other. We have overcome those challenges that we knew as souls we were going to have. But remember, we're born with amnesia, and we know that going in as souls. And I do feel like that's part of the adventure. And I find you even after the fact, even after these towers. Will we find each other? Here, the answer is yes. How can I make sure that this will be all that it can be? The Eight of Pentacles says, put your focus on it. You know, love does take work. Even the best of love, doesn't mean that there won't ever be arguments. But this is the type of love where it doesn't mean someone's running out the door every time there's a little fight. Hmm. I just feel like this is beautiful, Pisces. I feel like it's beautiful. All right, let's take Mother Mary over the reading. Look at this. I just turned around this deck with the Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. This could, and by the way, the Emperor and the Empress are both sharing the Nine of Pentacles. That makes sense. Could be two people who now have become single, independent. And then the Ten of Pentacles, well, that's the house of abundance. That's a house that takes root. And to me, that means it can last a lifetime. Beautiful energy. Page of Pentacles underneath that. I don't know why I want to keep looking. Well, hello, Four of Wands. That's the marriage card, the commitment card. But you know what? Maybe I don't know that yet. Maybe I had to learn. And that's what pages are doing. They're learning. And then lo and behold, to me, it doesn't speak just to love. It also speaks about your abundance. Down here, it's saying material harvest. But listen, I will never have a material harvest if I do not plant those seeds. I may never meet this lover if I don't plant that seed, if my heart isn't open. But again, I want to remind you of the power that the Empress and the Emperor both hold. You know, I don't think, well, I know in the Empress's energy because she has lived really like all the ebbs and flows of all the queens, and she's only become wiser and stronger because of that. And maybe part of that lesson was to learn how to open my heart again, even after the fact. Ten of Pentacles. All right, let's take Mother Mary over this. Is it a beautiful reading? To me, yes. Are there hardships? I feel like that's what was. For some of you, again, you may still be in it, but this reading it may be your sign to help move you out of it. Believe in the unbelievable. Believe in yourself above all. All right, Mother Mary, your words of wisdom from your beautiful Pisces and those intuitively guided. Sobriety. That may be why I was talking about alcohol earlier. It may be why, it may be again signifying that like I turn to something to help me get through. But maybe that's again not the way. My clear mind is easily able to focus and concentrate. And then, hello, marriage. Wow, we literally saw the Four of Wands. which is the marriage card, right? It's underneath the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and then it's the Four of Wands. So it's almost like, yes, it hasn't manifested yet, but it's about to. Marriage. And it could certainly signify, like, how can I better guarantee myself that this can last a lifetime? Well, let's read. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. Some of you, I feel like, now, is it going to happen in July? I'm not going to put that off the table, but I feel like, you're meeting someone or someone's coming in. For some of you, they may have already come in. And this just may signify to you that, this is the energy can certainly turn into marriage. Again, the Ten of Pentacles, the house that takes root. Marriage. I make a commitment to a healthy relationship with God, myself, and my partner. Amen. And Pisces, that's where I'm going to leave it. You have love everywhere. Of the highest form, by the way. Of the highest. But yes, it was a bumpy road to get here. But you know what I want to say is, as you start to move forward, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm just seeing your spirit guides know what you're going through. And that is why sometimes, again, I'm relating to that post again, but it sang to my soul. Like I was meant to find that and then share it. Sometimes our guides do make us feel uncomfortable, but sometimes it's the only way to get us to move forward. But man, once you start moving forward and you keep it, you keep your intentions positive, and that doesn't mean everything in your life is going right, but now I know how to handle it. Now any obstacles or challenges that come before me, I can walk through it. I don't have to pretend they're not there because now I know how to handle them. Anyways, I said I was going to end your reading, 5 minutes ago? But I loved it, Pisces. I loved it. I thank you. Definitely, I cannot, as always, wait to read your comments. Your comments help me also, but it also helps other people. Your comments help me by giving me confirmation, though I already feel like I feel like I know your souls. I feel like we are a soul family, and I feel like there are new soul family members that are joining us every single day. And I welcome you, by the way, to the family. So I feel like many of us have very similar experiences. This is your roadmap. It will not lead you astray. Leave your comments, especially if you know exactly what I'm talking about, to help those who maybe don't yet, who maybe are still afraid to trust that this can really exist. Let them know. I really thank you for all the ways that you support my channel, truly. Um, I just thank you for being here. I thank your guides for guiding you to this reading, because I do feel a lot of you are going to be guided. And I do feel like some of you are not even going to be a Pisces. I just feel like in my readings, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Because this type of information is good for everyone. it's really a roadmap to live the type of life that I feel like you probably have always imagined, you always hoped for. But can it be true? Well, I am your evidence. I am. I really am. And there is nothing you can't overcome. And what's making me say that again is I'm seeing my son's birthday. And, I did think, how am I can't live. I can't live any longer. But then through God's grace, I was able to continue day by day. And I know I'll see him again. We will be together again. And I know he's right here with me, just in spiritual form. I know that. I feel it. And by the way, I have goosebumps all over. So, anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. I thank you. I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.